In the metamorphosis of a generation, each and every nation has its own legends and icons in different walks of life. It can be in politics, science, military, sport, literature, economy, art, music, and so on. Likewise, Dr. Ali Bira, aka Ali Muhammad, is an Oromo music legend in particular and Ethiopian in general. Ethiopia bore so many legends so far, but exceptionally, people like Dr. Ali Bira, born once in a blue moon in a generation's endeavor. Some people claim that Dr. Ali Bira was innately born with full package of show business and his moving archive. Dr. Ali was born to Mohammed Musa and Fatuma Ali in the city of Dredwa, some 515 kilometers southeast of the capital Finfinne. His father was from the Ala sub-clan of Afrankalo Oromo and came from a town called Grawa. Grawa is found in Gara Mulata sub-province of Hararge. Fatuma Ali, on the other hand, belonged to the Jarso sub-clan of Afrankalo in Jarso sub-district of the same province. Ali's birth and growth in the town of Redwa would leave an important imprint on his character and artistic works. For example, motifs drawn from Redwa history and everyday life of the residents of its numerous quarters are recurring themes in Ali's song. Dr. Ali served in show business over the past 5 decades with breathtaking works.
Dear viewers, many thanks for joining us. You're watching OBN Horn of Africa. This is Talk to OBN show. In our edition today, we are going to discuss about a very legendary artist, Dr. Ali Bira, aka Ali Muhammad. Of course, Dr. Ali Bira is a musical genius. We compare him to the level of Africa and to the globe. When it comes to Africa, we can rate him to the level of Ali Farka Tre, Omo Sangare, Salif Keita, Muhammad Wardi. And when it goes to the international level, we can level him to the level of Frank Sinatra and other very famous artists. In this episode, we just going to discuss about his work and career, his experience with his spouse, cousin, and other music instructors from Yared School and music students as well. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere.
As a person, I can best describe him And I am also his manager, so I follow his music career since we got married, right? And I consider his work and the field of art as an archive of treasure. So there are yet to be done, and there are yet to be discovered. If any these youngsters now, I see it now happening. Like all his music is all of a sudden it's all coming up, and people are listening to the lyrics, to the messages, and everything. And I see it as a full package. It's a full package, which means that he sang in all walks of life, different. Described in his music, life is described in his works.
It's just like gifted, right? When something is gifted, all other people is like, I can see some even Eritreans, they never heard Oromo language, but when they hear it, you know, wow, this is touching. Yes, this is touching. You go to, he had a show in Toronto around 90s, late 90s or mid 90s. So this Afrofest, they call it. So he got and showed that in the show. It was so beautiful and crowded. He was singing Oromo song in white people's stage in North America. Look at this. It was appealing. Yes.
Even they couldn't hear.
They couldn't hear. They don't even know what Oromo means, you know. And then after that, they start learning what Oromo means. So it's like world stage. He put us on the world stage in Oromos, especially with the song. Anybody, even they listen to his song, they say, wow, this is nice.
It's not something, I mean, his talent, of course, you learn the technicals of it, but as an artist, as a musician, you are born with it. So I think it's so natural. So for instance, when he sings or when he composes a song, the melody, the music, it marries, like, you know what I mean?
The way he mashed.
Exactly. And he has that natural talent to blend everything together, so that when you listen to it, oh my God, it becomes so natural.
It's not a business for him. It's a show business, but it wasn't. He was singing for Oromo people. Imagine you cannot even speak Oromo language. You cannot even say Oromo. And by the time he was singing in Oromo language, and then people start to wake up, and even the Oromo people start, oh, I am Oromo now. Yeah, before I wasn't Oromo, now I am Oromo. It just brought it a lot of attention, and he put us to this stage right now, you know.
At first, don't understand the language, so sometimes you cannot relate to it. You cannot relate to a music that you don't understand. However, you hear the melody, you hear the music itself, and that's when you say, oh my God, it's beautiful. Like his first song, actually, that's the first song that I liked. Yeah, Bira Barihe. That's his first song. Yeah, Bira Barihe. That's the first song that I really liked, and it caught my attention. I think it's the beat and all these things. And then finally I learned the lyrics. I always ask, what does it mean? So, you know.
I'm sure, I hope somebody like him will come up in the future, but right now nothing. I hope this will be the greatest things, you know, and the greatest legends, yeah, of all time, you can put it in. There's a lot of things untold. I hope we can do the second volume, second volume to be done, his book. There is a lot of things has to be done and write it down in a nice way. You can see things, yeah.
What you like most about Dr. Ali?
Well, his personality is a difference.
The messages of his music is truly universal. You know, like coming from Asia, like if you listen to his music, it applies to us too. Like his messages is so universal that to human sensation, and anybody can relate to it. You know, like I think that is his gift. That is his gift. That's why his music is very unique and original. because you can see it's not copied, right? The lyrics, the messages, and the way he blends the melody and all this thing is so original and unique. I should say unique.
It was a big honor, and I'm sure this is the first time in Oromo history it's been presented this kind of award for Dr. Ali, and it was heart-touching, you know. It's heart-touching stuff, and it was beautiful thing, the Oromia government and whatever they did it was nice of them.
Once again, I don't want to be emotional, but to tell you the truth, I joined my husband thanking the Oromia regional state for giving this recognition to my husband and also to me. It was humbling, and we're very touched, both of us, and I am very grateful and happy that he received this while he is alive. Because as the saying goes, what would you do for a grass if the horse is dead? You know what I mean? So this made it special in his lifetime. For example, if me, God knows who will go first, right? If I go first, that's life. But if he goes first, and then this didn't happen, and all of a sudden they'll say, okay, let's honor him, blah, blah, blah. What's the point? Right? I mean, he's 72 years old. There's a lot of time to honor him. And he did it, so we are very grateful.
He's not Mr. No man, you know, he is Mr. Yes. Wherever people want, he supports people, he's there. Anything people need help, he is there. Whatever happened, you know, he never
table except pork. He'll eat it, no problem. Yeah, so he's such a lovely person, I should say. He's such a lovely person, and I am very, very lucky to have him. So many people say, oh, Ali is lucky to have you, and all of that. We are both lucky. It takes two to tango. It takes two to fight.
Yeah, it takes two to tango.
It takes two to tango, and it takes two to fight. But so so the success of our marriage, sorry to I guess I have to add this, is we understand the ups and downs of life. But for me, although we've been through a lot in our lives, I find him so easygoing. If it happens, it happens. You know, he doesn't take so many things so seriously, and he takes it lightly and everything, in all angles. No, to tell you the truth, Ali is a teacher. Like, naturally a teacher. The teacher is a mentor, is a father, and it's a model, a role model. I hear him, I listen to him when he advises all the youngsters who come to our house or every place that, you know, who admires him. And he first of all, he advised them to continue, keep doing what they're doing, and listening to themselves and being themselves. And then he will comment on the music, whether it's good or not good or needs to be done properly. He first comments on the process, saying that you're doing good, this is good, continue, practice, practice, practice. But personally, my advice for these musicians or these artists is for them to work hard and support each other and celebrate each other's successes and failures, you know, because it is through good heart that someone like Ali will be satisfied for his achievement in life. Akka udati hidan jabata tayara kata tahabalada bolti kacilo fakenya tatu dada fisadon barayu wartu bolti kanani isini fatatu tola isini hawina no martu tola isini hawina no martu.
Thank you. Yeah, very the team.
If you put him as in a Western world, well, he is one of, like you can put him as Frank Sinatra and James Brown. You know, this is James Brown. You put him here. His song is more when you go like as a blues, you know, as a blues musician. B.B. King, you know, when especially Ali was young, playing the guitar, you know, he can do that. I put him that way in the B.B. King side. Well, the good thing is he went in Los Angeles, learned some more music there, and then he knows, especially when he listens to the music, anybody's music, he can tell you what's right and what's wrong. And he can identify by just listening what went wrong with this music and the way they sung too, you know, the voice, the way they're playing. Legend, hero, undisputed Oromo, undisputed king of Oromo music. I want to sing one song of Ali's. Well, the team is like the usual popular Anis Biyang Aba, Anis Biyang Aba BHL2 to Oromia Tahundar to.
In my opinion, in my view, he is a person who is expressing the culture as well as popular songs of Oromians, Oromia region, who chose for the rest of the Ethiopian regions very well. And if you go anywhere, those who are not understand the language also can be satisfied by his clarity of voice, by his message without understanding the word. He can express all the feelings by his voice clarity. When you compare to the developed countries singers, his voice can also sing like an opera singer. His range is very high. He can perform very high range. He can perform also very low, and his voice range is very huge. So, Oromia region music industry, specifically when we see the big role was played by Ali Bira. And the rest Oromia singers were grown up by his songs. So I saw on TV last week, and it was, even though it was too late, it is deserved for him. There was recognition which is given by the Oromia region and regional state, and that is nice. That helps for the rest of the musicians and the singers in that region can encourage themselves. And since when we was a child, like teenagers, we used to sing, even though we don't know the word, the meaning of the word. We used to sing that shururu ya burtukane ho asabalo orabalo. The melodies are very attractive, so everyone can listen and sing that. What he's saying, and I think it is very helpful even to teach Oromian language to the others.
Dandeettiin isaa baay'eedha. Tokkoffaa haalli inni itti barreessu yaadaloosaa, walaloosaa, akkasumas immoo sagaleen isaa baay'ee addadha. Akkasittiin salphisteetuma akka sirbitoota afaan Oromootiin qofa osoo hin taane akka Afrikaattan isa ilaala.
It is difficult to talk about Ali Bira and his works, and it is not an easy thing to talk about Ali's work. His lyrics and melodies are quite unique. In the meantime, he uses exceptional skill. I never compare him with other Oromo singers. I rather rate him with other African legends. Talking from the perspective of music science, his tone and sound is on so-called bass. Generally, giving a mere commentary about Ali Bira's work doesn't sound at all. If he worked in different languages, he would be the first internationally. While he writes lyrics, he usually uses fifth scale, which is very tough. His melody appeals to everybody's ear, not only to ears, but also to hearts as well. His melody and sound is played only by him. No one could play it either. Surprisingly, even people who couldn't speak Afan Oromo would like to hear his works and enjoy it a lot. His works have universality. Most Oromo artists have grown up hearing Ali Bira's song. For instance, I did my own song recently, but before that I used to sing Ali's song. People tune into Ali's song without any promotion. The music itself attracts them.
Asabalao, guramalao, guramalao, karamani pagadaisa, agingal masaja jabisa, dain sena sababaresa.
Artistii guddaa Ali Bira waan xiqqoodhaan ibsuun baay'ee ulfaataadha. Bal'aadha odeessaa waan baay'ee dubbatamanii waan irraa dhumu.
Talking about the Honorable Dr. Ali Bira this way might seem understatement. He has unfold story and talent. We couldn't erase and wrap up all his talent and musical genius. Let us discuss some of his talents. Ali Bira is a giant musician and legend, not from reference of our country, rather per the rate of international artists. He also keenly learned music science. This made him different from other Ethiopian singers. His music's theme is unique. His lyrics have got amazing theme. All his lyrics have universal message. They are not only mere lyrics. His lyrics are everlasting. They are not timely or temporary. When we see from the perspective of music science, Ali Bira plays a national scale such as harmonic manners, melodic manner scale. For instance, penta or fifth and seventh scale. He applies what he learned in a science. He gives value to all scales he plays. For instance, if he needs to play vibrato, he could play it. In the meantime, if he wants to play non-vibrato, he could play it as well. He entertained all the sound sciences. Ali Bira would play music which is difficult to utter vocally. Ali plays vocally while others use instrument. He communicates with other artists with music science and language. He communicates with great music personalities such as with Abegas with music science. Ali Bira is naturally gifted and he polished his natural talent. Ali Bira has equal thinking for everyone. As I have heard, he has learned opera music science and that helped him out a lot.
وعملي ندبي جنبي تاميرقا وعملي ندبي جنبي تاميرقا كرا سري ديفني مالف ديمنا موقا مالف ديمنا موقا ربي مو نمو ما كان سير جلسي Waqamo namuma kan seera jallisee Haati teenna takka maaltu addaan nu baase Haati teenna takka maaltu addaan nu baase
Malinu dibe jinabi taf mirga wa malinu dibe jinabi taf mirga karasri disne maliftim namuka wa malinu dibe jinabi taf mirga wa malinu dibe jinabi taf mirga karasri disne maliftim namuka Wakamo namuma kan sira jallise Rabbi mo namuma kan sira jallise Hati tinna takka matu watan nubase Hati tinna takka matu watan nubase Nindema biya fitin daka Nindema biya fitin daka Debiye arguda fijaki bareda si wajjin dabarsuf jiruki yahunda si wajjin dabarsuf jiruki yahunda adun demte batu Wanuma kinyada adun sente batus Wanuma kinyada Ngatu betin bektu Jalala kinada O bafikani Arfa safi bira Wa umana fidan Jalala kitira
Once again, man, thanks for joining us. This is the end of our edition for today. Hope you had an amazing insight about a very legend artist, Dr. Ali Bira, aka Ali Mohammed. Enjoy the rest of our program. Bye-bye.